that then gets fed into the system, which tells the police to systems often do nothing to actually counteract the inherent bias in the data they're given. When police patrol more often a given area, they find more crime and make more reports. That then gets fed into the system, which tells the police to invest more resources into that specific high crime area. But this is definitely not the worst part of the system though. You see, Vice obtained documents given by Palantir to a California police force they had a contract with in 2016, and the details were shocking. With their easy-to-use system, a police officer could simply type someone's name in and learn a staggering amount of information about them. Palantir would tell them what their email address was, their phone number, their date of birth, and their address. With just a license plate number, it could look at footage from public CCTV and figure out specific locations you'd been over a period of years, building up a complete pattern of movement. It could even link you to other people you spend time with and find out info on them as well. This is an invaluable tool in the hands of someone looking to control people. Both Orwell and 1,000 historical dictators couldn't have dreamed of a more effective tool for keeping track of their people's movements, patterns, and inner private lives. So aren't we lucky that our leaders are so much more responsible and trustworthy? Unfortunately, it isn't just policing either. Palantir has gotten its claws into every level of government. In the UK, the National Health Service recently signed a deal to hand over the entirety of their data, a treasure trove of medical records and patient info, to Palantir. And the laughable thing is that they don't get paid for this. In fact, it's the UK taxpayers that are paying Palantir $500 million to manage and analyze this for the government. This data, which should have remained private anyway, is invaluable for fighting future pandemics and assessing how effective different treatments are. Experts have described this as being one of the most valuable resources the UK had. The US had nothing to compare because of its separated private healthcare system. It's like Saudi Arabia paying a private company to take their oil off their hands. And now it's in Palantir's hands, along with all the confidential patient data that came along with it. The irony of all of this is that Palantir's biggest investor, founder, and shareholder, Peter Thiel, is keen on advertising how libertarian he really is. He pays lip service to the talking points on podcasts, makes a splash in political circles by donating to Republicans, and he was the first big name from Silicon Valley to jump on the Trump train.
We're voting for Trump because we judge the leadership of our country to have failed. Now that someone different is in the running, someone who rejects the false, reassuring stories that tell us everything is fine.
But the fact is though that this all runs completely counter to what he does and who he really is. He literally owns the company that's pioneering the new deep state, an unholy union between Silicon Valley privacy invasion and deep state power. It isn't just taking over the world, it already has. And now Palantir's coming out of the shadows with the IPO and their public contracts with big banks and corporations. All of Karp and Thiel's political theatrics are a smokescreen for their true place in the power structure. The maintenance and extension of the surveillance state is a bipartisan issue for them, one of the only things they agree on. Those in power, be they Democrats or Republicans, Labour or Conservatives, are always pushing it a little bit further. This is why Palantir has grown so quickly and will grow even larger over time. They fit right into the same moldy old power structure, increasing its reach into people's lives. Meanwhile, they profit from conflict, chaos, and fear. Even their name makes reference to this, Palantir. In The Lord of the Rings, the Palantir were magical orbs which could be used to see things across great distances, like an all-seeing eye. Alex Karp insists that the company's role is to protect the Shire.
The way you dominate the future is you dominate the present. I want America to be American in 1,000 years.
And they often boast about all the tragedies they prevented over the years, but people never asked for their sinister protection. We don't even know the extent of how much freedom we've lost because of all of this. Meanwhile, both Karp and Thiel have enriched themselves to the tune of billions of dollars, and the stock market is going absolutely crazy for Palantir.